your body real slow. She turned around, that's when she had me right there. The most beautiful girl in here is giving off the flare. Yeah, but I'ma play it cool, I'ma be cavalier.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
It's all good. What's going on?
Yeah, you did it again, man.
Well, just trying to keep it moving, player.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. And listen, I usually do a traditional interview and everything where I pick the questions myself, but when I told everybody about who I was going to be interviewing, they kind of gave me what they wanted to ask, and I think it was a whole lot better and everything that way, because,
That's what's up.
so I'm going to be jumping around and everything with a lot of questions and everything for you, and, maybe I can satisfy everybody. But,
It's all good. It's all good.
yeah, so, what's this, the seventh joint, right?
Yeah, man.
Wow, 7 joint.
Number 7. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, how long has it been since that last one? What? How many years?
I dropped the last one.
2 years, right?
Ain't nothing like me last year. No, actually, it was last year.
Okay.
I believe in April.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, we're still trying to keep it more consistent these days.
Yeah.
Trying to move faster.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna start off and I'm gonna jump around like I said. You got so many of these cats and everything out here, they're in the game and everything, whatever, and a lot of counterparts, so to speak. You feel like you got the right success and everything, and the claim that a lot of those other guys out there got?
Well, for me, it's never really been about, trying to get fame and being recognized. It was always about just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just doing my music, singing for the girls, and, just that whole sort of life. And I never really looked at, position, chart position, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I do hear a lot of times, you're so underrated. You deserve so much more. It's cool. It's all good. I think it's time, for that to happen eventually. But, just taking it one step at a time.
Mm-hmm. You think that'll happen and anything now that you over you're at Kadar Universal now, right?
Well, we're partners.
Okay.
I'm signed to my own label.
Okay, and what's the name of that label?
It's called 563 Music.
Okay. And how did that name?
I just wanted to do it, sort of do things my own way this time.
Yeah.
I left job and I said, I don't want to go back in and talking with Kadar, we were partners for years,
Mm-hmm.
for 13 years now. Anyway, so we said, let's do this together, man. We got a lot of connects, a lot of relationships we built over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And just make it happen. So I was, definitely came for it.
All right. Where did the name 563 come from?
Simple enough. It's from my cell phone. Did this about, 7 years ago. 7 years ago. Actually wrote a song called 563 on one of my albums.
Mm-hmm.
My Name is Joe record.
Right.
And, just decided to, it's just the numbers on the phone. That spells out, Joe.
Okay.
J-O-E.
That's what's up.
Just kept it real simple.
That's what's up.
But my whole thing is that, just the name Joe in the music industry represents music in itself.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's sort of like the whole concept behind the label.
Mm-hmm. And so that situation over at Jive, I know a couple of people they know about, what happened over at Jive a little bit, but I guess you can tell more about it with the whole R. Kelly situation if you want to talk about it.
Well, it's no real big deal for me, Kel's is the guy that he hit, and he is, and obviously he's done a lot of things in his life to shape it out to be what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to put more coal and add fuel to the fire. When he's got enough on his plate already. Me being a job records really had, and leaving job records really had nothing to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
That was just really me. Just wanted to do my own thing and understand that, man, it's time for me to really take it to another level. And owning all this shit, owning my own catalog and owning my own publishing was that next stage.
Right.
So,
Right.
me and Kel's cool. I got nothing against my man.
Mm-hmm.
I still wish him the best.
Okay. So you said, would you own your own catalog? Everybody could look for a greatest hits coming soon, huh?
You know what's crazy? Jive already put one out. They dropped it, about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, so,
Oh, okay.
It's out right now, so it's the greatest hits that's in stores. What I'm doing is I'm doing another signature record.
Okay.
Not another signature record, but a signature record where I wrote and produced a whole album coming out next year. So that'll be my second album.
Right. Okay.
On my label.
That's what's up. You did a good job with this one, dog. Word up. You did.
Just try to keep the music consistent, and it's all about just doing good songs and making sure you represent it right, and I'm very passionate with the music. I respect the industry, and I'm not one of these cats that's searching for some sort of publicity ploy to sort of get my whole thing, sparked up again. I take the music as it comes. My fans are very loyal, and so I really have sort of created my own lane.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely true. Thinking back about it, it's like you never get caught up in the news with all types of nonsense and everything. It's really like you let the music do speak for itself, and it's been speaking.
That's too good. I mean, life is too beautiful right now for me to really take it to that level that everybody is to wilding out, and not really understanding that I should do this a little less, do it in moderation, as opposed to doing it on a consistent basis. So I learned a lot, just growing up in the industry. Started out at that 17, 18 years old when I first got in this game.
That's back.
Now I'm 35, so just experiencing and just growing and being around other smart people teaching you certain things or about life, and then you just take it in, take it for what it is that'll work for you.
Yeah.
And that'll make you a better person.
Yeah. So you said you started back when you was about 17, 18. That's back when you did I'm in Love.
Yeah, that's back then.
That was a serious CD too.
Oh man, young boy days back then.
Yeah.
I remember looking at the industry, looking at man, who was out at the time. You had Brian McKnight was pretty big. You had Jodeci that was really, really big.
Yeah, Mary was coming on the scene. That was back then.
Yeah,
Mary was just coming on the scene.
Mary was coming up on the scene real strong.
Yeah.
So, and then we had hip hop really making its breakthrough.
Right.
And Jay-Z came along, and you had Mace out, so many different people, just rocking the scene. So, for me, it's about, just making my mark and letting people know I'm here too.
Right.
And that was that whole first single, sort of swagging, that, I'm a part of this game, as well.
Yeah. With that said, it's like, how you feel about R&B now? Is it like moving in the right direction by integrating so much with hip hop in it, or is it keeping the soulfulness?
Well, everything was changed. I feel. At the end of the day, because you got the old school R&B the way it used to be back in the 70s, and then in the 80s it took a different turn. And in the 90s, of course, you had from the late 80s to the 90s, you had that New Jack Swing. And now you got that sort of down south beat, moving into that techno.
Right.
So everything sort of changes in a different aspect, and I think it's inspired all it's inspired the new generation. It's inspired the new artists coming up. So that's why you're hearing all these different sounds, and everybody's taking it as if it's not authentic, but what was done, and it's hard to sort of create. Some of those great songs that was done back then. You sort of got to kind of keep moving forward and just keep creating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing about you as an artist is like none of your albums sound the same, none of your CDs sound the same, none of your songs sound the same, but you still keep soulfulness. It's something that's always there in every song. You know what I'm saying? That keeps people. You know what I'm saying? It's like. It's baffling. Like, what keeps you true to your style of music with all of these other artists popping up and with the same sound, most of the time.
Well, the thing is to not be